Omar was doing everything right. 4 training sessions per week. Caloric deficit. Protein targets hit every single day. He had been consistent for 3 months. He was not losing fat. He was exhausted after every session. He woke up tired. He went to bed tired. His trainer reviewed his program and his nutrition and found nothing wrong with either. Then the trainer asked a different question. How many hours are you working each week? I'm Nabil, and I've got your raw daily fuel for today. The ancient Egyptians built the concept of Ma'at into the center of their entire civilization. Ma'at means balance, harmony, and order. They understood that when any system falls out of balance, nothing within it functions as designed. The Nile floods on schedule and brings life to the land. When it does not, everything suffers. Omar's training and nutrition were in perfect order. His stress was not. His system was out of balance, and no amount of perfect programming would fix it until that balance was restored. Omar was working 60 hours per week, sleeping 6 hours per night, constantly anxious about deadlines and decisions. His body was not interpreting this as a busy professional life. It was interpreting it as a survival threat, and it was responding accordingly. Here is what chronic stress does inside your body. Your adrenal glands release cortisol in response to stress. In short bursts, cortisol is useful. It sharpens focus, mobilizes energy, prepares you for demands. But when stress never stops, cortisol never stops. Chronic cortisol elevation promotes fat storage, specifically visceral abdominal fat, by increasing insulin resistance and accelerating fat cell differentiation. Your body is being biochemically instructed to hold on to fat and add more of it around your midsection. A caloric deficit cannot fully override a chronically elevated hormonal environment. It gets worse. Cortisol is catabolic. It breaks down muscle tissue to convert it into glucose for fuel. Every day, Omar's cortisol stayed elevated. His training stimulus was being partially undone by his stress hormones. He was building with one hand and tearing down with the other. Chronic cortisol also suppresses testosterone and growth hormone production by 30 to 40% in persistently stressed individuals. The hormones responsible for muscle growth were being blocked by the hormones responding to his work schedule. 6 hours of sleep compared to 8 hours leaves cortisol 20 to 30% higher the following day. Omar was starting every single day already in a hormonally compromised state before he had done anything else. And then he went to train. The exercise trap is one most people do not see coming. Exercise raises cortisol acutely. That is normal and healthy when recovery follows. But Omar's body was already carrying a chronic cortisol load from work stress. Adding 4 training sessions on top of that was adding more cortisol to a system that was already drowning in it. He was not recovering between sessions. He was accumulating stress on top of stress. The solution is not to train less necessarily. It is to manage the total stress load, including the stress that has nothing to do with the gym. Omar made 3 changes. He set a hard boundary at 50 hours per week and stopped answering work messages after 8 in the evening. He added 10 minutes of box breathing before bed each night. 4 counts in, hold for 4. 4 counts out, hold for 4. Box breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system within 90 seconds, shifting the body out of the stress response and into recovery mode. He committed to 8 hours of sleep without negotiation. Within 4 weeks, his fat loss resumed. His training performance recovered. His energy in sessions returned. His nutrition had not changed. His training had not changed. His stress load had. Research confirms what Omar experienced. 10 minutes of daily meditation or structured breathing reduces cortisol by 15 to 20% over 8 weeks. Sleep is the primary cortisol reset mechanism. Nothing replaces it. Managing the source of stress, not just the symptoms, produces physiological changes that no training program or meal plan can replicate. Here is your framework. Identify your primary stressor right now. Work hours, relationship conflict, financial pressure, sleep deficit. Name it specifically. Add one parasympathetic tool daily, box breathing, 10-minute meditation, time outside, journaling. Protect 7 to 9 hours of sleep as the foundation of every other result you are chasing. Do not respond to stress by adding more training, and wherever possible, address the source directly. Have the conversation, set the boundary, make the change. Stress management is not soft. It is the missing variable that explains why people who do everything right still do not get results. I'm Nabil, and that's your raw daily fuel. Remember, Ma'at is balance. Your body cannot transform in a system that is perpetually out of order. Restore the balance first, and the results will follow. If this explains something that numbers and programs never could, subscribe to Raw Daily Fuel. Diverse voices, global perspectives, one mission, giving you the complete picture that actually produces results.